Hold on. Forgot to do this. Sound test real quick. But GM, welcome back, guys. It is Sunday, I think, right? Feels like I don't know. I don't really look at the days other than things being open and closed. Yeah, I think it is Sunday. And I just want to get things started. I'm getting ready to go to the gym and do some other stuff. But, I want to get started on here and kind of take a look at what's going on the market. Update you with what's going on with me. Today, I'm going to be going to grab my moped, get that all set up because we're taking that up to New York City. And I got myself a parking garage set up at 9 a.m. so I can get there at 9, park that truck there, and then grab my bag, my belongings, and my moped, and then head to Solana Spaces over in Wall Street, and then be doing some of the co-working or whatever, just hanging out there. I don't know what the plan is there. We're going to figure that out. We got some of these cards out here. We're going to put together a plan there, but because I can't check in until about 3 p.m. So, I hope this sounds good. Let me fucking do what I thought I was, or said I was going to do. I'm saying I don't want this to be too long, but we'll see how it turns out. All right, that is connected. Turn it off with Bluetooth. Throughout my entire house. All right, we're good to go. Back at it. So yeah, we're going up tomorrow morning, and then check-in's not till 3 for the hotel, staying over, and then going to be doing Tuesday as well, and see what happens. I have some plans for some stuff myself, like outside, away from that in New York, just like little things I'm going to put together. Just might not get it all done, but the idea is there. I invited one of my boys to come up. I was like, you don't have to come to all these shit that I'm going to be doing, but you can hang out. He's got some homies up in New York as well. My spot's right near the World Trade Center. The Tribeca something on Greenwich. So that's the plan for tomorrow, but I got to get the moped set up. Got to put a new carburetor on it, lock that up, fuel it up, clean some things, just tighten it up. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm right near Battery Park, so we'll be cruising around, and we're going to be using the Meta glasses, filming all that kind of stuff. So there'll be some great content to put together. But before I even get to that content today, I have to sit down. I have like another coffee shop edit. I got a few other things that I want to put together, and then I got some regular content. I've been taking a back step on that because I've been more focused on the growth and getting to the monetization with the accounts and shit like that, because we're getting close, and the numbers are trending. So that's why you probably haven't seen so much like content. I feel like shit about it every single day, but I'm gonna try to keep a balance of it and really lock in and focus, so I'm not spread too thin, and we can just get the one goal done and then move to the next one. Nomads. So I guess we'll just get into this right away. Let's see. Let me share a screen. The Tribeca something. Wait, I didn't mean on Greenwich. All right. Am I sharing this correctly? Okay. Booking aggregator for Web3 travelers. So this is what I'm going to be using to set up some of my travel stuff. Then the travel stuff I'm talking about, well, I made a post a couple days ago, and my goal wasn't to go viral or anything, but Solana reposted it, and obviously 153 people liked it, 53 people have commented, 41,000 engagements on there. Went pretty good as far as that goes. I've had a couple hits and leads and stuff like that, and that was the main thing, is to really put it out there. So for anybody that doesn't know, I'm SMS, and I'm available immediately for hire by Solana Made Simple or Developer Capital Markets. You got an idea, you got a game we're going to put together, we can talk about that. But if you have some other stuff, project, even if you have a podcast and you need to get more exposure, I have a lot of opportunity for that kind of thing, for the marketing side of things. You need artwork, branding done, I can help you out with that. Content, short form videos, project reviews, consulting. Like, you just want to sit down and talk shop, like, hey, this is my idea, what's going to work. I can give you some of my experience in that. I mean, 4 or 5 years in the space, talking to thousands and thousands of projects, you start to get a good knack for the pulse of what works. I don't know everything. It's just my 2 cents. But that comes with whatever. Space hosting, that's something I love to host spaces and put them together. I don't do them as much just because of the other things I do, but space hosting is something I would love to do. If you have a community and you're not the best host, you want to put it together, let me know. We'll get that thing popping and bring it back to life. Live stream, IRL coverage. Obviously, these are the two things I want to do more than anything. Just live streaming like this, talking about, whatever. Having a little bit more game plan and strategy going into it wouldn't be the worst idea. And then the other thing is IRL stuff, like going up to New York today. Like, it would be cool to develop a team or like work with the team or something like that. Advisory, DCM, whatever. So I made this post. Things are going pretty good with that, and I decided I wanted to go to Breakpoint. Like, I was gonna say not. I'll just say fuck it, whatever shit happens. But I was like, nah, that's bitch shit. I don't do that. I don't want to do that. I did not like the way that it sounded when I was saying it. So I was like, what do we got to do to get there? So I started just thinking and putting that together. That was the first step. Well, I posted this last night because this is pretty cool. So the targets and access to Solana's biggest events are set up. It's the Breakpoint and Met Dobby. It's a new event, but Breakpoint is coming up. This is the 10th, 11th. I got tickets and I got access to both of these. Now I just need to get there. So that's the next step in the process here. But it's pretty dope. I'm pretty psyched about that. And this one was something where you just have to, I guess, apply for it. I'm not exactly. One of the homies hit me up and said, hey, give this or check this out. You had to put $100 down on it, I guess, was the it holds your spot or gets you in contention for it, but it's fully refundable. So after you go to the event and check in or whatever, you get that back. Is what I understand. We'll check back on that later. The other part is Breakpoint. So I'm not going to say anything. I haven't asked them if it was okay, but somebody reached out to me and said, what do you need to get there? And I was like, well, starters, everything. And, what they were able to do is get this for me, and very, very grateful and generous for them to be able to do this. But they got me in the doors. Now I just need to get my ass there. And that's the thing about life, man. Like, you don't get all the things you want, you get what you need. Now you need to do the other stuff. Not like I needed to get in there. Now, the next step is now I got to get there. So I got plenty of time and some opportunity. And I'm just going to grind my ass off until I get there. But it's like, this is the kind of stuff that is possible, guys. Like, I don't have a full plan. I just have a goal and a target. Now it's like, get there. It's like, do what you got to do, dog, and get there. And it's going to be worth it. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. And it's just like, I realized in my life, the more that I have, like pressure and things, and, like, oh, this might be a little harder. It's like, all right, cool. It's time to shine. But then here's the next thing we will talk about a little bit here. Got myself a little tattoo here. And what's funny is some people were saying, oh, it's top signal, whatever, throughout these comments, which is great. But here, you guys can see some of the progress. This is pretty cool. But I left room around here for other things, other words, letters, and all of that. This is not done. This is just to get this one on. And he crushed it, dude. He did it start to finish, just like knocked it out. But I might get number 4727 since it's part of the collection, like, and some cool script underneath here. Go Birds. Shout out to Trey. He's a big Eagles fan. If you know, you know. But yeah, the homies liked it, and a lot of people came through here. But bro. Now this is big Geck energy. But yeah, man, I went full send with it, and very happy about it. I used numbing cream, didn't feel anything. I don't care about that at all. If anybody gets tattooed, hit me up. I'll let you know what the best numbing cream they got in the game is. Like, there's no sense dealing with it. But I don't know, man. That's where I'm at. I believe in this stuff. I like what I'm doing. This one's immortalized on top of it. Like, this is branded with Solana Made Simple going forward. So it's a win-win in my book. And it's a very cool tattoo and a cool spot, and I'm excited for that. So that's the other thing. What else we got cooking lately? Onboarded my tattoo artist's little brother with Juke Wallet. Super simple. Sent him a link. $5 was attached to the link. He downloaded the app, opened the app, created a wallet. Now he's got a wallet. Now I'm like, hit me up if you got other questions. So I'm slowly but surely bringing people in IRL. I've opened up the Facebook account to make that happen. Oh, look, it's time for day 4. Let me go ahead. Oh, wait. I think we have a new image. All right, go back. You guys get to do this one with me live. Yo, if you guys aren't in the Solana Made Simple community, get in there. It's free to join. You'll never see it again unless you want to be active in there. And if you pull up to my table, man, everybody's eating around here. Yes, sir. Sharpie knows the vibes. He said, culture. Glorious Gek. One of just the first one. I'll say that. Just the first one for now. All right. So one of the things I want to talk to you guys about, and one of the things I've learned about, we'll go to, let's just take a look at my stats right now, and I'll show you, the direct correlation with the stuff I'm implementing and how it's working. So this is clearly the Solana repost day, really help elevate that. But you can see here that the goal right here are these blue bars right here. We want to make sure these impressions are pumping up. And sure, we'd love to have these days every day, but we can't. So we got to do the best we can to keep pumping these up. So this tapered down a little bit, came off a little bit on Friday on Halloween. Not too bad though, since it was Halloween. And then just a little bit higher the next day. Well, no, just about dead even, really. And then here we are today. So we have a lot of work to do to get ourselves back up there, but it will come. We're up 200% on impressions on the week, 75% on engagements. Profile visits are up 49%. Replies are up 54%. Likes are up 75%. Reposts 97%. Bookmarks are at 192%. Up, and we have 28% increase in shares. And if you guys want to boost those numbers, just share this out, share some more of the content, the stream, tag a friend. We appreciate it. But where we're at, guys, it's we're getting closer. I know that 1.5, that's fucking higher than it was last week, so I'll take it. But the numbers look good. Like, I'm super happy with what I got here. I would love for these to be at 5 million already, but again, it's one of those things. It's like I got a goal, I got something I want to get, and I've gave myself the deadline of the end of the year. The Gecko group and the homies out there, they're very adamant. They think I'm going to do this way faster, and we'll see. I don't discredit their belief in myself. I've learned one thing is there's people out there that see your success before you see it in yourself, so you just got to trust and go in faith. And I'm that kind of type person, so it's like, all right, if y'all believe it, I'm gonna just make this shit happen. Like, I'm gonna do something right here. So numbers look good. 7.6% up on impressions. That's the main goal we want here. After that, we're gonna be making sure we maintain the engagement. The engagement is very crucial at the next point to get the payout. So it looks like I'll have a very significant payout. Well, not very significant, but a nice payout and a nice little check for this first, like the first pay. And then I'll have to maintain what we got going from there. But if you look at like just the last 2 weeks, if we pay attention to engagements aren't bad. Like, I'm able to do that when I'm not really active. Obviously they're down, but engagements are up, impressions are up as long as I'm active. But I'll be honest. All right, so we can go look at this. So last month, knowing that things were coming to an end for me in certain areas, it was just kind of depressing. My focus was in another area. I'm not saying I was fucking depressed. I'm just saying the situation's depressing. Your contract's up. Like, there's an end date to this shit, and they don't think the value you have is there. That shit sucks. There's nobody wants to fucking live with that. And but that's reality, dog. If you want to be in this game, it's super competitive. They got the Wombat back in that position, and I mean, it was his baby to begin with. So I hope that he does the best he can do with it, and really give those guys the support they need. I'm not saying I couldn't. It just wasn't working. I don't know. Wasn't clicking. And I'm all right with that. I can accept that there's a chance for defeat in the game some way, some shape or form. But it's not like, not the end of the world, man. But it does correlate with like, man, why is this down? Well, you hit the week running and then it's like tapers out. You try again, tapers out. And I could feel it. I was like, God damn, this shit sucks. So it is what it is. You learn from it. And I know some people say you just push through it, but there's real things going on. So not the best month. I'll say that. Finish strong though. Finish strong as hell. And that's the best thing I could say about this. It's like, sure, fell off a little bit. It's kind of like sucked, but we picked it back up at the end. We just need to maintain. This is the thing. This is the one key, the one thing you guys really need to pay attention to when you're like chasing any goals in life at all. It's always going to be like this. So like if your goal is all the way up here, right? You can't even fucking see it so high. That's great because you have so much runway here. Now, the thing is, if you try to knock it out of the park like you did with that Solana post, you're like, I'm trying to hit these things every single day. Like, chances are you're not going to. So your best days, if it's like here, and then you're only getting here all these other days, or like even halfway, you're like this. But if you just consistently keep improving on what works, you know what I mean? That floor rises. So like at some point, your best day, here's your floor starts to come up here. So on your average, you're just showing up day. Remember, it used to be down here. Here's your best day, and you kept trying to get there, but you just kept trying. Now your average day is higher. It's halfway up to your best day. I know it's kind of confusing, but think about it. If you improve every single day, at some point, your average day is your old best day that you had, that home run. You're hitting home runs every single day. You feel me? Like, show up every day. That's it. And try. Don't scream into a fucking void. That's something I feel like I've been doing for years. Like, everybody's like, you're not monetized. And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm not monetized. Like, that's what I'm talking to you about this. Stop making me feel worse about it. But there's people out there that have like 30, 40,000. They don't even look at it. They don't try to. That's not the name of the game. But for people like me that want to be in here full time, you have to develop different streams of income. And whatever you need to do to get there, you get there. There's some people that are going to have layups because they have other things that kind of help in the system. But like, they got themselves in that position. Put yourself in that position to be successful. Use the tools around you and lean into what works. And for me, I love the Gecko group. I love everything I've heard before I even owned one. Getting one was a no-brainer. I think it was about 48 hours, and I immortalized mine. That means you can't ever sell it. It's yours forever. You're locked into it. So that's why I decided, this brand, this image, this Gecko, this everything right here is going to be with Solana Made Simple for the foreseeable future. And now it's on my body, and you're going to have to cut my fucking leg off to take it. So that's just where we stand with that. But I made my decision to kind of like lock in and go down that route and really, really like, I don't know, follow it up. Using that community as a tool to help and kind of give back to them, like helping other people along the way, sharing my progress, showing them what works, talking about the stats and the numbers. And like, hey, this isn't what people are going to show you, but this is what matters. These are the numbers. You got to get better. Sure, it's cool to talk about this. This is so cool to talk about, but this is reality, bro. This is like what just happened, and this is what we have to change. You can't fake the funk and be like, oh yeah, I'm the super fucking guru gadget motherfucker. No, dude, like be real. 3 months. This is what it looks like. This is your real work. Can you maintain this for 3 months? Great. Then you can talk about it all day. That's what I just said. Raise your floors so your best days are your average days are your previous best days, and you'll get there. So the Gecko group is a direct correlation. There's a couple different posts, a couple different people utilizing lists, taking time aside. Like I'm gonna have to like hard stop this at 7:45 because I'm gonna be using another 45-minute leg to just go through my list, my GMs, my interactions. Like I'm not just a GM person and a reply guy. Like I fuck with people. I get into certain groups. I start to find my own patterns and niches and stuff like that. And those are the kind of things I think if you do this the right way as you're building, it becomes super sustainable. And that I think is like by virtue one of the most important things you want to develop is like a sustainable plan of attack, I guess is the best way to say that. So when you look at the list, I'll show you guys what I got cooking over here. A couple of them that I favorited, and these are just ones that I don't remember doing them. To be honest with you, I did Sharpies recently, added tax recently. Um, I think Burns and all these other ones were here for a little bit, and I recently jumped into the Stoned Ape one, but this one's not too active. Anyway, I added one with like my favorites of people I see typically that are constantly engaged and kind of on the same grind, kind of on the same pathway. Because if you start to put yourself around more and more people, you see how your algo is going to flip, and you're going to see more and more people that are doing cool shit. And it's not just going to be like that, that echo chamber you were just in with like all of the same creators, all of the same people that have been around since 2022, like talking this, I feel like I got so stuck into that, and it was like I was trying so hard to break out of that. And like this was the way. It was literally like get back on the grind of the reply guy, get onto the lists, engage, like, and it's not just bring empty value, like bring what you actually like. If it's the Eagles, like Trey, he's a avid Eagles fan. See him posting about it every day. He hates the Eagles, actually. He's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and he's supposed to get a tattoo. So if you guys don't do anything else today, make sure you find Trey, at him in some post today, and say go Birds. If you tag me in it, maybe I'll do a random giveaway for somebody. That would be amazing. But go Birds. Sorry. That's too funny. Anyway, I lost train of thought. Oh, anyway. Yeah. The morning routine. So after this, you if you set it up to kind of like if you're doing something that's not working, change it around, flip it up, like switch it gears, do your workouts later, this thing later. Like, I mean, certain times are gonna have to work, but create the day that you want and like just kind of like execute that. So for me, it was wake up a little bit and like be a little bit more engaged on replying, and then develop a certain time or a certain feel for when I want to drop my GM post on the different accounts, and then go back and do the reply guy stuff and engage, go down that route for about an hour, have my coffee, blah, 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 do the meditations, affirmations, all of that kind of stuff. I'm literally doing this in like a routine, like a regimented thing. And then it's either like a space to stream or we decide to go to the gym. Like I haven't figured out what exactly I want to do. Gym has been later on in the day or not at all, to be honest with you. Only like, I can't say not at all. I'm purposely taking like rest days, but I'm not doing like any cardio. I probably should stretch or do yoga or some shit like that, but not doing anything on those days. Just locked the fuck in, which is okay. But having like a game plan, executing that, you start to see like where there's more pockets of time that you're finding available. It's like, all right, in between the gym and this, I'm sitting around and kind of fucking around doing this. Like, all right, let me jump in on here and start something else, or just take that time for myself. Like read a little bit, read 15 minutes a day for a week. It's so much better than you would think. You'd start to see how that compounding gain adds up. Like for this book right here, it's Project 369, one I've read several times. I just slowly read a couple pages at a time. I don't have to like dive into this and read like a chapter. I just, all right, well, there's 3 pages, 5 pages, 4 pages. All right, that's at 15 minutes, done. You're tapping back into the shit that works. You're brushing up on the fundamentals and the things that I think seriously like help with that. That like, what are your goals? Put them right the fuck in front of you and start doing what it takes to get there. All right, perfect. Let's switch gears up a little bit, guys. I did open up the SMS store. Oh, fuck. I gotta get a longer headset or headphone cord or something like that. So we keep it simple. You guys know that. Right now, it's just these 2 articles of clothing or merchandise. Let's go to the catalog here. It's smsmerch.shopify or myshopify.com. I'm probably going to get a smaller URL eventually, but for now, we're cool. But I put a hat on here. This is embroidered. I haven't ordered it yet, so if anybody's kind of cautious, feel free. Until, what's it called? Up until Wednesday, I think it is. Yeah. 20% off everything in the shop. So the hat and the shirt. Oop. I have my shirt. It should be delivered. Looks like Tuesday or Wednesday. So this one, I really like the shirt here a lot, honestly. Not gonna lie. Drew this up, just a little Solana throw up, little graffiti thing, and I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna just continue to build on this. This is very similar to the Halloween theme I did, but it's a very OG. Like for you guys that don't know, White and black fill-ins, super common, super basic. It's just like very plain colors. But this is called a shell or an outline. And traditional graffiti or OGs, they'll understand this. This is like the perfect colors for a throw up because it goes over other people, it goes over walls, it spreads. The Rust-Oleum, like back in the day, the primers and the Rust-Oleums, they're paint covered so well, like you would use the white because it would just blast over that shit. And then you'd have black, a nice ultra flat black Krylon with a New York fat cap, or you would use a Rust-Oleum flat. Both of those would be like your go-tos. And then most people did this. They would use sunburst yellow Rust-Oleum because Rusto was such a better paint because it was so much thicker than the Krylons were, especially Krylon's lighter colors back in the 80s and 90s and shit like that, even 2000s to be honest. No. But you would have different paints for different uses or whatever. But this setup right here, white, black, solid, sunburst yellow outline. If you know somebody that writes graffiti and be like, what is sunburst yellow and why is this significant? They'll tell you. Oh, that's the shell color. Like that's the complementary, OG white, black, yellow. So I had to throw that in there. For those that know, there's some certain little Easter eggs in this thing from my personal graffiti career. I'm not an active writer like I used to be, just more or less a muralist. I do freight, sketch tags, whatever from time to time. It is what it is, guys. I'm not, life happens, it ain't that big of a deal. But we're having fun, we're living, we're keeping the vibe alive. And if you guys want to grab a shirt, it's $26.47, 20% off that. Do your own research, it's not hard. But hit me up if you guys want to collab. You got an artist, I would be happy to think about doing something like that down there. But if you look close, I threw in a Solana Made Simple branding in the tag right here. So got Solana Made Simple, boom. But I tried launching the store previously, and this is exactly what it looked like. Like I'm happy where I'm at now because it's like exactly what I wanted, and this will be added to the actual website when that gets together. But I never wanted anything extra. And the thing about this, guys, is like I'm gonna use this logo, but this shirt at a certain point you won't be able to ever buy it again. And I'm working on finding ways to create more benefits for this. Now, the other thing I wanted to add to this. Most people don't know about this. So you guys know how I have the Web3 Underdogs, that collection. If you own a Web3 Underdog, you have discount codes for any merchandise on the shop. Now, if you work for SMS in any realm, whether you're doing something, there's discounts for you as well. So the SMS marketers, for now, they have a discount if they choose to purchase something off here in addition to their pay and shit like that. So like I've always said, when it comes down to Solana Made Simple and what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to create opportunities. I'm trying to find ways to give back. And I mean, this helps me. If you guys want to support me, it's the number one way is, get some piece of clothing or whatever. This isn't going to be it. I have different ideas for things. Sunglasses, socks, hoodies. Those are on the way. It's going to be different logos for everything regarding that. Maybe another run with like this the throw up across like the hoodie like this, like a big oversized one. But we'll see. This is an oversized tee as well, but I'm going to get this set up so we can have a QR code and you guys can check it out straight from the site. So that's that as far as the shop. We got about 8 minutes. Let's take a quick look at some charts and then we'll get things going. So like I said, things are going good. We're going out to New York for 2 days. One of my goals is to travel every single month going forward. I literally have it up here, travel monthly. I have a certain goal, I'm trying to earn, lock in and focus on, creating the Solana Made Simple thing and using different avenues to talk more about what's going on here. Not just the financial side of things. I want to talk more about the developer side of things and building founders. I want to go to high schools and talk to the youth. I want to talk to people that are getting into the positions to work. I want that entering the workforce that are going to be learning this as they go, because that's how most of us, unfortunately, from public school, in my experience, learn this shit. And it's not always the easiest thing. And your parents are busy trying to make sure that you don't die. So they don't always get the chance to show you what's really good. You're tapping into something being a kid because you're watching the culture being developed around you. You don't see it like that because you're fucking young and dumb, full of cum kind of thing. But the thing is, if you had somebody be like, yo, there's only a small amount that's going to retain it, and there's only a small amount of those people that are going to want to build and develop on it. There's going to be a lot of people that participate and use it, but that's where we need to get. So I've talked to the public school superintendent for the entire district. He actually is the guy that's come to my gym. We've been friends for years. Had no idea his role and what he did, but him and his wife are locked in on that, and we've been close like friends. Like I've seen him for probably the last like 8 years, and he heard me talking to some kids in there that were like talking about getting into college. I was like, "Are you guys whatever?" Asking them some questions, being like, "Just try shit, dude. You guys are so young. You probably change your mind in 10 years. I promise you. Just try shit though." And he was like, "That's really blah, blah, blah. Good advice." We started talking more about what I do. And that's where I was like, "Hey, what is the chance that I could, set something up, come to these things, like set up like a 30-minute thing and maybe a workshop afterwards?" He was like, "That would be great. What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to talk about finance. I want to talk about, saving for your future and getting into blockchain technology, whether it's financial developing or art. All of these are very, very viable options." And he was like, I know a little bit about this, but he doesn't know what we know. We can talk and scream into X all we want, but I want to go to these places IRL. I want to connect with people that look at me and be like, "You look like what I listen to," or "You look like the kind of person that is more relatable than somebody else." And that's just what fun uncles get to do, man. Like I don't have any kids' responsibilities like most people do. I'm sitting here and just doing what I got to do and enjoying life. And I think that there's a level of being able to connect. Sure that there's a level of professionalism, but I just think I can meet people where they're at. It's something I see in my gym. It's something I see in my day-to-day life. Something I see going to the university and just seeing the interactions between people. So it's something I think is worth me pushing on. And that's why I think that Super Team USA can be super, super, super beneficial and positive to this entire ecosystem environment, especially in the States, in your backyard, not waiting to go overseas to these conferences. Setting up opportunities for micro events is so key and important in my opinion, and I think that they will work. Even if it's 10 to 20 people, if I can get 10 to 20 people that are consistently engaged and tapped into what I'm doing, that's amazing. And then do that with 10 people. Start small. Just get the blocks rolling, you know what I mean? Get those building blocks. Whether it's Super Team fucking Florida, whether it's Super Team South Carolina or Super Team Delaware, Philly, tri-state area, whatever. Once we figure out what we can do and how we get that going, that's just the next step. But talking about it, posting about it, sharing the idea, and my goal is to bring that back home and reach out to small businesses, reach out to students in high school. I mean, even younger than that, I'd be willing to find a way to hey, what games do these kids play? How can we integrate something here? Who's building this app? I have ideas already. I literally have a list of ideas of how this shit could work. That's why developer capital markets are here. That's why Super Team USA needs to become a thing. That's why I think Solana is the future of not just finance, but just the future of technology and the way that people integrate a lot of this. There's going to be other rails. I'm not saying it's the only one. It's just the next step that breaks down the walls and the borders that typically held a lot of things back. Finding that loophole using Pump Fund to create the funding necessary for a marketing push, for a project to be launched, to be paid for your time and experience, for all these things basically to happen like that, where you didn't have anybody to hold that back. That sent things into another level where some people are still using that model and finding success with it. I think they will find that over time, the long-term problem of launching a bunch of coins and eating up on the fees, your word, your who you are, your integrity looks a little questionable. We haven't launched another token as far as DCM because it's not time. It's not proper. We need to make sure that these founders get the rails and the opportunities they need to before we start to develop what's next. So, well, not what's next, but before we start to send anything new. We have enough on our plate right now, especially with everything with DDG, marketing with Scrolly and everything along that. Hackathons, there's a ton of shit going on. So, like I'm saying, it's stay in your lane, stay work with what you got, but keep thinking bigger. Keep thinking what does this solve and how can I solve the next thing? What does this create for somebody? What am I not thinking about? You know what I mean? Anything like that. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, bro, but that's what I think Solana and Web3 has to offer us. And I think that that's changed my life. I used to be a construction worker that thought that 40 hours a week, maybe I get 60 this week, I get lucky. and I'll do it again week after week after week, no matter what the fucking weather is. And I hit a point where I was like, there's more to it. Life, I got more passions and desires. I got artistic abilities and things I want to do, and it ain't here. I can't do it here. So I want to make sure that other people see that. And that's just the name of the game, is making sure that other people see that there's real opportunity out there in life, and like you can have as much fun as you want to. It's not as structured as that. And the other thing is helping people see that they don't have to be a victim. Like what I mean by that is people say, oh, well, I paid all this. Well, you know how you beat somebody with that? Like, well, I paid this much. That becomes a pissing contest. Nobody likes that. And they start to see, you know, it doesn't make sense for me to like complain about how much I paid. They're paying way more. And it's like, that shuts them up real quick. It's not the point to shut them up real quick. It's to have them understand is, hey, don't be a victim. Say, be proud. Look, I was able to pay all this. I'm still a little bit short, but I got to do a little bit more to get there, rather than, oh, poor me, I don't have enough. Stay in that lacking fucking state. I don't care. But the right way to say is, I made enough to do this. I'm going to make more. Just need to find that work, or I need to find that next way. Believing on that kind of stuff, and that'll just change the small dynamics in your head. You just find ways, man. Like that's just the way it is. But 7:45 on the dot. I appreciate you guys that tuned in this morning. I really don't know how many of you did, but hope you took something from it. I don't think. Oh wait, I did promise you a chart, so let me hold that to stay true, and maybe I'll give you 5 more minutes. I'm sorry. I got on to rambling about shit again. But we got to stick to the fucking schedule. All right. Look at this mayhem. All right. I got to clean this up. Some of this shit is not even, doesn't really matter anymore. But let's just take a big overview of this real quick. This is Bitcoin on the 1 hour outlook, all the way back to the breakout here, which kind of set us into this channel. What do I mean by a channel? Well, it's basically a range. You have this at like 100,000 up here, and you got your top up here at about 125, 126,000 or so ish. My point being, if you let me scrunch these up just a little bit more. You see, we broke out here, we found and bounced over here. We didn't come quite that far down, but this is where we found a floor. Once this didn't hold, it came back down and retested. Boom, we shot back up. We reversed. We've seen this happen here, boom. All right, so full reversal, came back down, retested. Unfortunately, that sucks. But what did that do? Almost did the same thing. Well, it's a little reverse there, but we're looking for that W, that reversal. We want to fill this gap. We want to take this thing right here, this top, bang. Let's go right there. Pull it back here, see if it taps anywhere. Yep, perfect. So we need to get back up here where we found resistance. Once we get over top there, that's probably when we start to climb to the 130, the 140 ranges, and for 1,000 for Bitcoin. That's what I mean by that. Sound like a retard, but anyway, this is the channel on the range. Buying and selling right here is your goal should have just been holding and accumulating more. Whatever range under 100,000 is really like a key crucial point to kind of look at. The reversal here is great. Sell off sucks, shit happens, but it gives you a great opportunity to rebuy or reestablish a position to add more to it, whatever. But it didn't even go that low. It was 103. So hold your pants or something. I don't know what the word is. But higher lows, higher highs until here. So we got to see what happens here. Like I said, we did come back down and set a higher low. So great. Now we need to figure out, will this coil up, break out just like this and continue on this trend? Will we find this gap fill this week? Possibly. Maybe by Black Friday. We typically have a couple weeks to charge these things up a little bit. So we're going to be watching Bitcoin closely. This will be a great point for you to start understanding and learning how to leverage. I would say paper trade a little bit into Monday and the rest of this month. Maybe December even continues to run up. But typically by the end of the year, a lot of times you have seen sellouts. You have seen opportunities where things took like a nasty dive. So let's just look back here. Last year's New Year. Okay, so I have to power up to see that. You guys are assholes for that. So basically, we're at 93K. Nothing too crazy. It sold off after the New Year, so it wasn't as much into this. And I can't show you the previous chart because I got the free version. I ain't gonna lie. It is what it is. All right, so next thing, guys, I got to go hit the gym, get that done, and then we'll be back to the content and cooking. I appreciate you guys. Oh yeah, I got the I got to do my list and everything. And then we're going to the gym after that. So let me knock this shit out, and I'll catch you guys on the timeline. I appreciate all of your support. It is 7:50. What is it? Sunday, November 2nd already. We got 2 more months, guys. Lock the fuck in. Let's get it.